Megan Rivers is a weekday traffic reporter and multimedia journalist at ABC News 4. And just recently, she was nominated for an Emmy for her reporting in the Heidi Todd story. I sat down one-on-one with Megan for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel and listen later on iHeartRadio. Megan Rivers, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
I'm so happy to be here, Quintin. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Obviously, you are the weekday morning traffic anchor here at Channel 4, and now an Emmy-nominated reporter.
I am.
What is that biblical scripture that describes you these days?
Oh, you know my favorite scripture's on Twitter. I have it pinned at the top. Come to me, all who are wearied and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's Matthew 11:28.
28.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Obviously, you're an Emmy-nominated reporter. Walk me through how you got to being where you are now with that.
I take no credit for it. I've had so many people help me along the way. I am a woman of faith, and so I believe that God had a big hand in it. I believe my parents, my sister, tons of coworkers, mentors along the way have all played a role into helping me achieve the things that I've achieved. And it's just been a journey, an exciting one. So many people here at Channel 4 have helped along the way as well. Unfortunately, a bad thing happened one night on John's Island, and we were there. And I'm so happy that Heidi and her mother have found their voice, and that they survived, and that they're living to tell their story. And so it's nice to be recognized for our hard work that night, because it was a very long night and going into the next day. But I'm more happy that Heidi and her mom are here with us still today and are able to use their voices to tell their story, so they won't be silenced, and other victims like that won't be silenced.
And you talk about that. Obviously, you talk about roles and community stories. What other stories are you covering these days?
I kind of just do it when it comes my way. People send me stories all the time, and I'm so thankful to everyone who sends stories. Social media is a great tool, so people will send me stories about various things. I think the last story I did was a community story surrounded about a walk that was coming around gun violence. I went to St. Stephen and met with a family there, and they were having a walk. Their son was murdered some years ago, when he was 21 by his friends. And they were having a put the guns down type of rally for him in honor of his memory. And so that was the last story. But I'm a general assignment reporter. I do community stories because I had that luxury with this shift. But I'll do a hard-hitting news story if it comes my way.
That's exciting. And obviously, you talked earlier about the Emmy. You said this on your Facebook page on June 15th, quote, "Tonight, I sat amongst some of the best journalists in the Southeast. I didn't bring home the Emmy this time, but I feel so honored to have been nominated along with these people in the picture," meaning you and your news director, Kathy Hobbs, and others. Talk to me about the best journalists in the Southeast in your mind right now.
Oh man, there's so many. I don't want to name names, Quint. You're going to get me in trouble. But there's so many great journalists. I had a chance to, you know how you have those internet friends? I have a bunch of TV internet friends, and I got to meet some of them that night. And so that was really cool. I got to see my old friend Jennifer from WLTX, and so it was good to see her. And so I was really inspired. Some of the award winners, we saw snippets of the stories that they won for, and I mean, totally deserving. They are really great storytellers. They're working in their communities. They're trying to make a difference through the aspect of storytelling. And so I was inspired to come back here and just work harder. I didn't bring home the trophy, and that's fine. It wasn't my time. My time is coming. And so we have more stories to tell. We have more work to do, more learning to do, more growing to do. And it was just a reminder to not get stagnant, because it's easy to kind of get complacent in some things. And so a reminder to keep learning, keep refreshing my skills, keep trying to study other journalists and what they're doing to make sure that I'm doing the best and putting my best foot forward in every story that I do.
You talk about learning, you talk about growing, you talk about this community. Obviously, we're still remembering the victims of Mother Emanuel 4 years ago. Obviously, you said this on Facebook. You said this: 4 years ago, they were taken from us. Say their names, know their names, never forget their names. May they forever rest in peace. Where are you emotionally 4 years later?
I don't think anybody who works in news, anybody who is in the state of South Carolina, will ever forget the emotions that ran through their body that day. I was working in Columbia at the time, and I was producing morning news, and I got into work a little bit earlier than I normally did that night, and then we found out via Twitter it was happening, and we stayed on air until Dylan Roof was caught the following day. And that was a long time. I was in the booth the majority of the time, and it was very emotional. I didn't process what happened until we got off air. It didn't hit me what really happened until we got off air. It didn't hit me what really happened until then. And it's sad. I don't understand it. Those families who were able to express immediate forgiveness, I applaud them. That's a strength that I don't think many people possess. I don't know if I would have been able to do that. And I think that their legacies forever need to be remembered, and that we need to honor them in every chance that we get. I think that Charleston still has a lot of growing and healing to do, and I don't think that we should ever do anything to disrespect those people whose lives were taken and the survivors who lived. I think they're often forgotten sometimes. We think about those who were lost in that, as we should, but we also need to remember those who survived that night and whose lives were forever changed and impacted. Those families are real families, real people, real emotions, and they just deserve so much of our love and respect.
Yes, indeed. You talk about legacies. I got to take you up the road to Orangeburg, your beloved Claflin University.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dr. Henry Tinsdale has retired as president, and now you have Dr. Dwayne Warmack as the new president.
Yes.
Where do you see Claflin University going next in your mind?
Oh, I just hope it continues to soar. I love everything there is to love about Claflin. They have given so much to me. I was in Mrs. Tisdale's honors program, and she says, "To whom much is given, much is required." And so I give back as much as I can to my university. It's not financially through time.
Right.
And so I just hope that Claflin will continue to soar. He has big shoes to fill.
Yes.
Dr. Tisdale was an amazing president for over 25 years or so. And so, yeah, I have complete faith that Claflin has selected a great president who will continue to take the university to the next level.
The next level. What is the state of historically Black colleges and universities in your mind?
I think, they do have some challenges. Some are faced with challenges, but I think that they provide an experience for African American students and other students as well, because they're not just for Black people. Anyone can go to an HBCU, but I do think that they provide a unique experience for African American students who are pursuing higher education. While they may be slightly more expensive, the way that we were catered to at Claflin was unique. All of my professors knew my name. So if I didn't show up to class, like, hey, why you not here? And so, yeah, I just think that they provide a great opportunity. It was like a different world. It kind of really was like that, the TV show. And so it's an experience that you can't really describe unless you've ever lived it.
I know, obviously, people are still talking about your big billboard, traffic is out of jam.
Yeah.
What else are you jamming to these days when it comes to traffic?
Well, we're just really focused on making sure that we get people to work or school or home or wherever they're going out there on the roadways every day, getting them to their destination as safe as possible, as quickly as possible, helping them find the best routes, keeping them up to date with what's going on with accidents, and making sure that we can show you what's going on. Sometimes those visuals make a difference. You'll see an accident, you'll see how badly a person may have been injured or vehicles were damaged, and you'll think twice about how you drive the next time. You'll think twice about picking up your phone. You'll think twice about speeding. You'll think twice about rolling through a red stop, because we are able to provide those images directly from the scenes when we do our team traffic in the morning.
Sure. Speaking of which, obviously you have Triple Bob now, and he's been here since January. Mm-hmm. What has that ride been like in your mind?
Oh man, it's been amazing. I couldn't have predicted it going any better than it has. He's an asset to our team, one of the most positive people you'll ever meet, and having him with us, it sets us apart, I think, from other traffic anchors in the Low Country, just because we do have that team aspect. And we have our little banter on air, and it's genuine. I don't have to make that up. He's my main man. We do everything together. When he goes out to some places, I'm able to go with him. I work a little bit different schedule, so I can't go everywhere with him, but he's usually able to come with me most places as well. And so having a teammate is really good. Somebody who's just as dedicated to traffic safety as I am is really great.
And you talk about dedication. Obviously, we were just talking about this. Let's talk about your new training and fitness. How's that going?
Oh, man. I don't know what I've gotten myself into. So I'm really big right now on just being healthy.
Sure.
I was a person who didn't do a lot of exercise at all. And by not a lot, none. And so I want to have a healthy heart. I want to live, I want to be here. I have a niece and a nephew. I love them to death. I want to be there for him. My family's, relatively young. And so I want to be able to be here. And so I've changed the way I eat. I've started exercising and, just paying attention to what I do with this one body that I have right now. And so it's an adventure. I go to the FAST Performance Fitness and Training studio downtown. It's on Meeting Street Road. Doing a little plug there, but he's a really great trainer, and I enjoy it. So I go Tuesdays at 1. We have a little class, and I have a different workout buddy seemingly every week. But yeah, it's really good, and it's a really hard sweat. And so then, but I'm seeing results already, and that's what I was really focused on. And that's why I didn't want to go to a gym and just sign up for a membership and not have a trainer. I want specific results. I want Angela Bassett arms, and I want 3 abs. And so I went and got a trainer, and Reggie's providing that for me, or helping me get that.
I'll help you get that. So maybe next year you'll run the bridge run with me? I don't know.
Well, Quintin, I believe I will be working, so I probably won't be able to run. No.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah, I'll have to work. That's a blackout day. We all have to work that day.
Right,
so, yeah, I won't be able to run. But I'll be cheering you on.
It'll be my 16th year doing it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines.
Yeah, thank you. I really, really appreciate that.
No worries.
Well, Megan Rivers, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
No problem. My pleasure.
Likewise.